Just major breaking news coming in that I want to share with our viewers. Now, one of the attackers has been identified as Naveed Akram. We have now accessed the driving license of the suspect. So, of course, Charles, this is a huge development.
Yes, and now we need to know how long he was in Australia, where did he go, who were his friends, and what was the whole motive behind this? Because this is a pre-planned event. It defies belief that just a couple of individuals came along and did this. They wanted attention, they wanted this to happen, and they wanted it to happen in an iconic spot like Bondi Beach in Australia. So it's great that we've got at least some of the names, but there's a lot more that needs to be known about this. And how in Australia can you possibly, when you're having a Jewish event on Bondi Beach, approach them dressed in black and with guns? It just defies belief. I just at loss to understand how they even got onto the beach to do this.
All right. I have Major General P.K. Sehgal also joining me on the broadcast. Major General Sehgal, this is a shocking attack in Australia. And of course, every terrorist attack must be condemned. What would you like to say?
Absolutely and totally. Firstly, it's absolutely abominable and must be condemned by the world over. There should be absolutely no sympathizers of any sort who sympathize with the attackers. This event is something similar to what happened on 7th October. It was a Jewish holiday. Here also it's a Jewish function, Hanukkah. The site chosen has been very well thought through, where the maximum number of people were present. 10 people have been killed and maybe more have been wounded. Apparently planning has been done very thoroughly, because the site has been selected with great care and thought so as to get the maximum visibility and maximum media payoff and media attention. To that extent, they have succeeded in doing that. It's most unfortunate that the gunmen seem to have been neutralized. Had they been caught alive, particularly the one who has been injured in the leg by a civilian, he should have been caught alive, because much more information would have been obtained as to who were behind this and why did they do this. It's absolutely apparent that there's been a groundswell of opposition against what Israel has been doing in Gaza, and there's been a lot of anger and a lot of sympathy for people of Palestine, and this is apparently something similar. I am told that the government was increasingly being told of such threat could exist, but the warnings were ignored, and that notwithstanding, they succeeded in doing what they wanted to do. Certainly not one wolf attack or a lone wolf attack. It's very well planned through. The two attackers have been neutralized. More may have been involved. They have possibly they've disappeared, or they've not been caught as yet. I don't think any IEDs or anything have been planted there. Otherwise, the damage would have been much more. But very essential to see that it's a religious function, and the only people who've been killed so far are believed to be all Jews. So this has been a particular community has been targeted, and I'm told that the shooters who were involved, one of them has been identified because of his driving license, is a migrant and possibly a non-Jew. Looks like I do not know what community he belongs to, but apparently there are some people who are absolutely and totally sympathizing with the Palestinians. There has been a groundswell of opposition against what Israel has been doing in France, in Germany, in lot many European countries, in Spain, in Italy, in Australia. But all this notwithstanding, it's unfortunate they've succeeded in doing what they wanted to do, and lots of innocents have been killed. I'm told in that function that was being held there, a festival, there were lots of women and children also. Who were the 10 who been killed? One does not know. I do not know whether there are children involved, or the attackers very carefully chose only the men folk and the adults.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. And now, viewers, the video that we're showing